We're watching for you. We have this breaking news to share this morning. President Trump's embattled former FBI deputy director fired last night, allegedly for demonstrating lack of candor under oath. Andrew McCabe responded to his ouster with a blistering statement saying, "I'm being singled out because of the role I played, the actions I took, and the events I witnessed in the aftermath of the firing of James Comey. The focus on me is part of an unprecedented effort by the administration driven by the president himself to remove me from my position and destroy my reputation." President Trump calling McCabe's dismissal a great day for the hardworking men and women of the FBI and a great day for democracy. McCabe was with the agency for more than 21 years. He was set to retire tomorrow. Joining me now with more, MSNBC Chief International Security Analyst, also Dean of the Fletcher School at Tufts University, Admiral James Stavridis. Admiral, with a welcome to you, sir. This firing some merely 26 hours before becoming eligible for full pension benefits. With respect, sir, to the intelligence, security communities as well, how is this being viewed?
It'll be viewed very negatively within those communities. Let's back up for a minute. Andrew McCabe, very distinguished career, graduate of Duke University, Washington University Law School, 20-plus years in the FBI, on the street, member of SWAT team when he was young, an interrogator in counterterrorism, counterintelligence, very, very, very solid professional. So I think there are three things that just don't feel right about this. One is the improportionality of the fine, if you will, because losing a pension like that is a multi-million-dollar fine for someone in his position. Secondly, feels kind of hypocritical. This is an administration that, shall we say, plays it loose with the facts from time to time, so lack of candor, really. And number three, it's the politicization piece of this. It really does feel like the long arm of the White House reaching out at this man. So I think this is a problematic firing. It'll be viewed that way in the intelligence community and in the FBI.
I should think. And sir, then, does this rattle nerves as well?
It does, particularly because of, if you will, Alex, the knock-on effect on the Mueller investigation. It really has a feel of you start firing people in that chain of command. Let's face it, Attorney General Sessions is under fire. Certainly, Mueller is not popular himself in the White House. It kind of feels like they're warming up the playbook for taking apart the Mueller investigation. That ought to concern us deeply.
And to that extent, sir, as far as the Russia investigation is concerned, McCabe suggesting this is part of an ongoing war on the Mueller probe. Do you think it could potentially hurt that effort?
I think it possibly could. Certainly, again, it's kind of the atmospherics here. It seems like every day from the White House we see a statement about the witch hunt, but yet we keep seeing facts coming out that would indicate that there are connections. So I think we have to ask Director Mueller to follow the facts wherever they go, Alex, without fear or favor. And any sense of tainting that Mueller investigation, I think, does a disservice to the public.
I mean, it feels like a naked politicization of what should be a clear separation between national security and the White House's partisan inclinations. Does it feel that way to you?
It does. And just to put it in a military context, having spent many, many years in the military, when there's an investigation like this, what is not appropriate is that a commander, say an ultimate four-star commander, weighs in publicly about someone lower in the chain of command. But that's exactly what we've seen here. We've seen the president reveling in the firing. You can really feel palpably the absolute attention that was paid to this from the White House. That's just not appropriate, and all of it will send a chilling effect on these kind of investigations. That's worrisome.
Does the chilling effect also spill over, sir, then into the diplomatic community from here?
Well, I think in the diplomatic world we have, if you will, a different set of challenges, the number one being the immediate, rapid firing of Secretary Tillerson, who was, let's face it, a voice for diplomacy, kind of a voice for reason. Certainly he had problems gaining the trust not only of the president, but of the department itself. Morale is very low there. Let's hope that Secretary-designate Pompeo, who's a good leader, good thinker, can come in and sort of right the ship on the diplomatic side. But yeah, all of this is very unsettling to the civil service broadly conceived, Alex. Very worrisome.
It feels almost, sir, as if with Secretary of State Tillerson that disagreeing with the president costs one a job relative to this administration. Is this type of rule unprecedented? Well,
let's stipulate up front that the president has the choice of picking the people who serve for him or her. That's a given. But there does seem to be, with this revolving door in the White House, a sense that it's very hard to please this particular president, partly because he's so mercurial in his judgments. He can move from, take North Korea, he moves from a fire and fury posture to, hey, we're going to cut the greatest deal in the world here. You can make arguments on both sides of that coin, but to whipsaw like that and then try and serve him as a cabinet leader is very, very difficult.
Admiral, I want to get to another matter here, this relative to the response to the president not standing with the British after the Russian attack. We have retired four-star general, our colleague Barry McCaffrey. He put out a tweet which reads, "Sir, reluctantly, I've concluded that President Trump is a serious threat to U.S. national security. He is refusing to protect vital U.S. interests from active Russian attacks. It is apparent that he is, for some unknown reason, under the sway of Mr. Putin." Admiral, what are your thoughts on this?
First of all, I know General McCaffrey well, and I have a lot of regard for his opinions. He does not state them loosely. In terms of the current situation with Russia, our president needs to understand that Vladimir Putin is no friend to the United States, that Russia is actively seeking to undermine our nation, not only domestically, but our foreign policy as well, Alex. They've invaded and annexed parts of Ukraine. They are supporting a war criminal in Syria. They are in an intense cyber and information battle around the world to undermine U.S. interests. We need to understand that. We need to respond to it. And I agree with General McCaffrey that our president